Hi everybody, welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today we are tackling Vault 88. Vault 88 is, as the name suggests, a vault. It's part of the Vault Tech Workshop DLC, and it's also a settlement for us as the Minutemen. I've already done the quest to unlock things, set up the radio beacon, and we've already gotten Overseer Barstow kicked out, thank goodness.
With all your experiments?
Yes, I am done with all.
They were real interesting.
Thank you, Clown.
Thanks for all your help.
You kidding? It's been an honor to do, well, anything for you. I guess you're the overseer now, right?
I guess so.
Looking forward to giving the vault my best.
Gosh, I love Clem. I love Clem. As you can see, we have not cleaned up anything in here yet. So I'm very excited to get started on that because I love scrapping and I love talking about Vault Tech. I was actually a psychology major. And so social psych and all the experiments that the vaults run, so fascinating to me, just on so many levels. Also, my plan here, I think, is just to scrap everything out because the size limit's already pretty high. So we'll scrap... Oop, something's already happening. We'll scrap most things. And you can see I've set up some mute fruit just outside here so they have food and water. But obviously, I'm going to redo that inside the vault. As I was saying... Oh, wait, this is a huge rock slide. I hope nothing nasty comes out of there while we're working. The experiments that Vault Tech was running with all of this is just so fascinating to me, especially because people were not able to consent, obviously. There was no semblance of ethics in anything that Vault Tech did. But there was also this kind of trick, and even is in this DLC, where like you're offering too good of a deal to people. You know what I mean? In social psych, you can't offer any sort of reward that's too much for a person to reasonably turn down. Like if you... Ooh, something's happening. I guess I did not clear out all the tools. My bad. We'll get this taken care of real quick. Sorry about that. Anyway, you can see the importance of why we need these vault walls. Vault walls back up, huh? But in psychology, when we talk about recruiting people for experiments and using, human test subjects in ethical ways, you can't offer somebody something that's too good of a deal because then they can't reasonably say no. And if they can't reasonably say no, then there's really no consent, even if they do say they consent to things, because there wasn't really ever an option for them to say no. And that's what kind of happens with the vault dwellers that we recruit here. They are wastelanders, they're struggling for food and water and shelter, and we're offering all of that. They can't reasonably say no. Like, the offer's too good, and so we can't count them as test subjects who have actually consented to being there. And of course, that lack of ethics is what makes Vault Tech, and part of what makes this so fascinating. Let's scrap this because we already have the... like 170 power or whatever it is that automatically comes with this. We can get rid of the railroad tracks. Anyway, I just think the ethics of how to run experiments on people in a way that's safe and healthy and productive is a fascinating topic. And I really miss doing stuff with psychology. But Vault Tech, as we all know, was not ethical, was not moral, and did not care that none of their test subjects consented to any of these experiments. And the experiments that Vault Tech did were pretty horrific. Vault 88, of course, is an unfinished vault, so they weren't able to do anything before we came along. You can see they were still setting things up in here, which is so cool. This DLC gives us such a neat behind the scenes, and I just love it. But of course, Overseer Barstow gave us the option of, we'll take that vault trunk, the option of experimenting on people. I think you can go ahead and assume that I chose the most harmless options for all of those things. Let's store some of these things. Oh, there we go. I still hear gunshots going off. And I don't know where that's coming from. There's probably more feral ghouls. lost in here? Yep, of course there is. We can go ahead and get rid of him. It is really cool story-wise that Overseer Barstow stuck around, but not as a ghoul, and then everybody else got ghoulified and like feral ghoulified. Ooh, there are so many more. Why are there so many more? I cleared this whole place out, I promise you. Let's go. Who's down? What is happening? Oops. Didn't mean to do that. I love that. Is Preston like down on the floor? Preston, they're just ghouls. Oh well. I love VATS so much as a mechanic. Just like lore-wise, it's so wonderful. And I had just watched the new Fallout show, just episode 1. I'm only episode 1 in, so no spoilers in the comments for that. I want to make a separate video on my thoughts for each episode of that show as I work my way through it. So if you'd be interested in that, please let me know. But the first episode has a lot of wonderful combat in kind of slow motion with like 50s sound or 50s music in the background, which is so perfectly Fallout. Like it's just the game feel. It's there. I'm storing these so we can get rid of the dirt on top of them. I will put them back, but I found that's the quickest way to like clean things off. Do we want the mid wall? Yeah, we can keep the mid wall. Quickest way to clean things off is just to kind of store it and then put it back. This looks pretty clean besides the bodies inside of it. Why are there so many bodies? Oh, well. I guess we can store some of this stuff. I really want to, a clean vault, a functional vault, a safe vault. Oh, dang. I didn't realize I was kind of depending on that light. We'll store these because it'll like clean the paper off of them. And then the Overseer's desk, we made that for Barstow, but I'll hold on to it so we can put it back when we make the Overseer's office. This whole trailer, I shouldn't have turned off my Pip-Boy, huh? There we go. Ooh. What can I take? A lot of good junk here, which I guess is from Barstow living alone. Do ghouls need to eat? How do we feel on that? Because I've seen different things. Is even like in just Fallout 4, because we have the quest with the boy in the fridge, which kind of establishes that no, ghouls do not need to eat. But then we have that side quest in, I think it's the Brotherhood of Steel, where somebody is feeding the feral ghouls, and I think we're kind of meant to see that as like a kind gesture because they, you know, were human at one point and they need to eat. But do they really need to eat? I don't know. Let's scrap the footlocker. I don't think I'd use a footlocker here. Ooh. We will probably end up using carts, but I'll just build new ones. Okay, I think we got most of Barstow's old section cleaned up. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna drag you out of the way because you're really gross. I'm glad Preston's feeling better, at least. Yep, just get on out of here. That was so weird.
I think I got something over here.
What in the world? Oh my god. Preston's, I think I got something over here. Yeah, I think you do, bud. Are ghouls like being generated from somewhere? Is this a bug? I do not remember Vault 88 behaving like this. Oops. Yeah. This is crazy. Oh no, our nice little cozy vault build is just clogged up with dead bodies already. What? Hey. And you can see the existing settlers are here on their little sleeping bags. I'm sorry, guys. I still hear the combat music. Is it because this door is open, maybe? Let's close the door. Which I probably should have started with. Let's go ahead. Lock that up. Again, this is making me think of the Fallout show. Please let me know if you watched it and what you think. Closing the door. We can clean up some scraps while we're here. We will get rid of these sleeping bags. You know how I like to set the settlers up kind of in advance, though. Is that right? Does that look right? Okay. Hopefully that'll solve our little problem. Still going? Still going. Okay, I don't see any more ferals. None in here. This is so bad. Oh no. All right. Well, let's get started building, I guess. Okay. Let's start with just the atrium, which is like a pretty... Why is there still blood there? There we go. Which is a pretty... Hello? Okay. Pretty central place to start. We have a set for it. The atrium set, of course. It comes with this like main column that I don't know if I want to use, like, to be honest, because it takes up so much space and there are other things that we can do in the center. But I think the best move for us is that just gonna cover up. Ugh. Okay. I think the best move for us is just gonna be to set up a floor plan and then figure out from there. I don't know why this is giving me trouble, but we'll move it around. There we go. Oh, do I need a door? Here, what is this? I feel like I need a atrium doorway to like seal that off properly instead of just a floor. Will that snap in? Yes, it will. There we go. That was the missing piece there. Okay, so I don't want to spend too big of a footprint on the atrium because it's not really usable floor space. Let's see. We can do 2 in that direction and then this would be in the center. This feels huge though. Like it's so much space that could be used for other stuff. Let's see how I feel without it. Interesting. And then there are other pieces like this that I think are meant to be like the walls like this, I think. Because if this is the end, it would go like that, but then that's so much space. Let's see if we store this and we store this. And then this comes over more. Does that feel slightly better? That doesn't feel as bad. Okay. Let's see how that feels on both sides. I understand, like, it's nice that we can make these vaults huge, but first of all, we are so limited by the size limit. And second of all, I don't want like a bunch of empty space. I've talked about before the curse of when you're new to building in The Sims and you just make a big empty square. Like we don't want a big empty square. Okay. Oh, I can't move him now. Is he just stuck in our floor forever? Because I don't love that. I don't want this vault to be more haunted than it is. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. You just scooch on over here. Yeah. I wonder if feral ghouls can decay. Because technically, like, they're already, like, dead flesh, right? So can they decay more than that, or is that it? Let me know what you think. Okay, now the wall mid can go in here. I don't think I've like used these big ceiling-y pieces before. Well, let's see what happens, I guess. If we just keep snapping them on. Because it is nice that the atrium feels like it has some like breathing room. I don't know if I like it. I think it's meant to be, let me look at this piece. It's meant to be even higher than that. And I'm like making it shorter. Let's try one on either side. Oop. Like one with kind of their intended height, given how the prefabs look. Oh, see, that's so tall. It would be nice, though, that then there's enough room for a second story that can, like, have windows out into the atrium. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We let this be like the huge room that it is, but we don't let it go back too far. Like we keep it kind of square and we don't do the column in the middle. And I think that would be okay. What other pieces do we have here? We could do the corner bottom. Let's drag this out of the way. Yuck. Yuck. That was crazy. What other pieces do we have? We have the wall bottom, doorway bottom, corner, inner corner. That's interesting. I wonder what I can use that for. This is for building the column, but I don't really want to build a column. I can tell that they want me to do like a bottom, a mid, and a top. That's clearly what they're going for here. Oh, can I though? Let's do some more walls here to make it easier for things to snap. And I will replace these with doors. Oh. What does it want then? If it doesn't want the atrium, what does it want in that corner? This? Maybe. Clearly, I am rusty with the vault pieces. Like, I guess. Okay. Snap that mid in there now. Yeah, that'll play nice. And then I guess I can use another. What wall can go here? Because I want it to match. I want it to match the other ones. But it doesn't have floor attached. That's so weird. Like, okay, I guess. I don't really like that. And I guess this is supposed to be what goes like next to it. How do we feel? I guess it's okay. No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't really like the prefab end. I forget how I usually do this. Maybe it just needed that on first and I can do what I originally wanted to do. Building the vault sets, it's so cool but also overwhelming, and it's one of those things clearly where they had like a distinct idea of how you would use these pieces in mind, which I don't always love. So I am going to try and push back against like the expectation of how I'd use it by not doing the column in the middle, which I know doesn't seem like much of a rebellion, but it feels like one to me. Okay, now let's test our theory that we just have to do the mid wall first, because I think that's... Oh, no? We have the corner bottom there. How did I do this? How did I just do this? Like this? Yes. Like that. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's a nice big vault, which I don't know how I feel about, but it's there. So you walk in, this is the center. We've got 2 squares to the left, 2 squares to the right. I want to bring this in a little closer so we have room for like hallways. And also, I like the idea of a square atrium. So how did we do this to replicate it? Corner bottom. And I will open this back up with doors and stuff when I figure out where I want things to go. But for now, I'll build myself into a little box so we can get a feel for how things should work. Let's grab that mid wall again. And the reason that I want to keep an atrium at all, honestly, is so windows in domestic rooms have somewhere to look out over. Because I feel like that's so important for mental health. And I don't want to take that from them. Okay. That'll do. It's not perfect. Now I'm thinking that a column would look really good, though. Oh, no. That could be a good place for the overseer. Overseer's window to, like, look out. And actually, I'm going to put one here, too. Just for symmetry's sake. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Don't look at them. Let's roof off the rest of the atrium. Yeah, and then here. Here. I do really like the sound design of snapping a vault piece into place. I'll give them that for sure. Window. Window. Okay. Let's grab some more mid-level wall. Mid-level wall. Nope, not that. Did I already mess up? Yeah, a little bit. Because where can I... We needed the other mid-level wall first, right? This is like watching me solve the world's most boring puzzle. I hope this will snap. Yeah, okay. Okay, we are walled off successfully. I'm so sorry, everybody. Just hang tight. I really am. I'm not giving them a ton of confidence in me yet. Okay. We got railings, stairs, support. We do have some other like sets to build with that aren't atrium stuff, but I think that a second level to kind of walk around would be nice. And we can see how this feels from here. It feels a little more intrusive than I thought it would, to be honest. So let's see how it feels only on the sides. Or does that still feel too big? No, actually, I like that. I like that more than I thought I would. We'll do hanging floor corner. Can I do hanging floor corner? There we go. And I'm thinking maybe these should only be accessible from upstairs. Like you don't necessarily have to be able to enter these from like where we're looking at them. Which would probably be safer anyway. These can't go right up against the wall though? Or do I just need like the end piece to be able to do that? Why? Oh. Oh, okay. That works. That works. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. I love symmetry, especially for a settlement like a vault. It feels intentional. And God, this hallway is really depressing. Maybe we plop a door down in here just for now. Can I put a door here? Yes, I can. Okay. Okay. That feels good. Or at least good enough for government work. So I'm thinking housing is on the second story, and also maybe the first story too, but that means that we're gonna need stairs. And to do stairs, we need a wall out into the empty space here. So let me grab a doorway bottom. There it is. And now I think this will be, are there domestic stairs? Yes. So what was that sound? Oh, Clem opening the door. That's fine. Because this... Oh, I can't put a door there because that, like, is the atrium wall, isn't it? Because it would be cool if the door is, like, open there. You know what I mean? Maybe I do, no, because that's the corner bottom piece. Yeah, okay. So I'll keep it this way to keep our corners intact. We'll have a stairwell that comes up like this, and that gives you access to the domestic area. That cannot be a room because it has this slanty bit. Okay, problem solving, problem solving. If I did want to get rid of the atrium end piece, which I'm going to regret. I know I'm going to regret. Look, sometimes you just have to follow an idea to its logical conclusion where we're going to figure out that this wasn't possible. Is there like a corner door? I'm going to guess there's not. We could do a wall mid there. It's not perfect because it doesn't have the same thingies. Are there any thingies here that would help me replicate that? We'll put the supports under the stairs because that is what they're meant for. But I thought there was almost like a, yeah, trim. I guess it's not meant for that. There are some prefab walls, but that doesn't help me for what I'm trying to do here. Because what I want is for the stairwell to come here and then to be able to have like a door here. And this we've made domestic, right? So I don't really want it to be atrium. Is there a corner piece? Like a domestic, not hallway and windows. Oh, one of these I think would help us. Domestic three-way? No. Domestic four-way? No. Domestic corner? Maybe. No. Domestic hallway and doorway? Domestic hall to doorway? Why is this so difficult? Okay, the domestic corner is not meant for having a door in it, right? Does utility have any more freedom in that sense? No, we have the hallway with windows, hallway four-way. Hallway corner is promising. Hallway and doorway. Wait, maybe. Wait. Where was the hallway and doorway? Because, like... Actually, will that even snap there? It's not gonna, is it? No. No, because we're too close, aren't we? This idea was doomed from the start. Oh, well. I feel like I had to learn that, or I was never going to accept it. Do we remember how the atrium end piece went on? I think we needed to do the wall first, right? I love putting like a lot of people in this vault, but I'm keeping it smaller and maybe I'll limit it maybe like limit the number of people, because I only have 3 right now because I honestly I turned off the recruitment beacon because I didn't know how to handle them all coming in. Okay, let's put our corner back, please. Do I gotta do this first? Yes, I do. And let's grab that corner back. There we go. Okay, that wasn't too painful. Because now we can figure out the stairs again. Which wasn't an atrium. I wanted to use common for that. No, I didn't. Domestic. I could do my own stairs. Where would that lead us? If I come up like this. Oh, that guy got out. Good for him. And then like a back hallway. I mean, I could do a back hallway and then let these spaces stay just domestic. No, because I couldn't put a room on top of this one. Okay. So this, we'll get rid of this. We'll replace that, not with the door piece, but with the atrium mid door. I feel like they could have simplified all this for us, to be honest. It really doesn't need to be as complicated as it is. And then this poor piece doesn't even know where to snap. It's trying to snap on the stairs because this, hold on. Can I put this anywhere else for a second, or do I have to store it? There we go. That's the right place for that to be. Now we need that atrium. And again. This is tedious. Maybe that's why Vault Tech went evil. You know? Okay, because this would be a good room. If I can grab that mid wall again. Not doorway top. Where's the mid? Doorway mid. Doorway mid. Because then they can have a room that goes here. I keep getting scared that guy is a another ghoul. Let's put supports down while we're down here. And there should be one for stairs kind of automatically. Yeah, there we go. That feels nice and stable if you don't pay attention to the ghouls. I want to do a maintenance door. What's this? Oh, did I use the wrong supports? I must have used the wrong supports. Is this the right support? Yes. Beautiful. We could do a downstairs room here. No, we can't. Yes, no. Because we can't replace this corner bottom. So maybe this does make sense for a maintenance tunnel. I think we're going to get through a lot less of this than I thought we would. But that's okay. It gives me more time to talk about Vault Tech. I think that a utility hallway, or I would need a doorway. That's a utility hallway. Because the settlers, no matter what I do, are going to manage to get out. And I would love to give them a way back in. Okay, we'll do this against the door. This, I'll bring in here just for a second. And then is there like a hallway with with window. Utility hallway. I need the hallway with door again. Because no matter what I do, they're gonna escape out here, so it'll at least be nice to give them a way back in. There we go. There we go. There we go. So it'll be walled off, and we'll give them the window with extra bars, just in case there's another, like, ghoul attack. I thought that went the other way. Can it go the other way? Or does it only go in? That's not what I want. Let's look at it. It's fine for a maintenance hallway. Like, I want to give them a way back in if they get lost. Okay. I can't step over that, which makes me think that this isn't connected properly. Can I snap this on again? That's weird, right? My poor settlers are not going to know how to get upstairs. Oh no. Okay. I think we want to start setting up their quarters though. And this one would be the doorway one. And then I can replace this mid wall, which is going to fight me again. This is so not painful, tedious. I want a room with a window, but I can only do that if this is longer. My whole vision for this was that we could give the domestic rooms windows. Come here. Oh, you're gonna work. I know you're gonna work. I just need you to snap in place. In the quarters, can you now snap on this side? You're fighting me. No, you're not. You're good. Yes. Yes. Okay, we do have to put that section of the atrium back, though. And which one was it? This one. There we go. That wasn't so bad, was it? Okay, the issue is that now we can't do like a flat wall here. It's gotta be like the corner piece. Which I don't love. What is that for? Like what is that supposed to be used for? I don't know. I guess we'll just let these living rooms be a little bigger, and maybe people have to have roommates, which I know we don't love, but maybe that's just the way it is. Okay. We do only have 3 vault dwellers. So maybe we just give them super luxurious housing, and they each get, 6 squares and a window, and they're just really lucky. I'm okay with that. I want to make her the overseer. gonna do more stairs though, because as we've already established, getting up here is gonna suck. Maybe we do a hallway. See, the people are already outside. Oop, I'm getting out of the vault menu. If we do a doorway, and then like if we do a hallway this way and stairs up this way, then I think we can pull this off. We'll find a good job for Clem. What are these wide halls? Because I don't think I've ever gotten to use these. And I like them. We want a doorway. So if I back this up against here, buddy, surprise. And that's kind of cool, right? Because our other option is just this. And that feels kind of claustrophobic-y. So maybe the wide halls would feel more interesting. And then we could even like split them off to go to like different sections of things. That's neat. Okay, hold on. Because this right now, it only leads, well, it doesn't really because I can't get up. It only leads to this one bedroom, which is kind of a waste of space. I could connect this so it leads to more things, or I can change this to not be a domestic room. Okay, let's think through if that's the window, because I do want them to have windows. That just seems so much more humane. If that's the window, what if the doorway went a different way? Door, hallway, stairs. Because theoretically, we could do 2 domestic units if they opened up a different way. And then if the stairs connected them in the back. I still can't get up over that lip. That's so annoying. Like, if I get rid of this. Where was I? This is rooms. Quarters? Yeah, quarters. And if I do a corner doorway, like this, which is, that's a huge room, but I guess we're really treating this like as an apartment. And then we do another one on this side. Bear with me. And then this would be the window of the other apartment. So that would be the door, that would be the window. And then we come out here, and this is where like the hallway would be. And then give me those stairs. What about those long stairs that I said I wasn't going to use, but now I'm kind of like, maybe we use. Come here. Because that could connect. No, it can't. Because remember this. But if we do a hallway, a lot of problem solving going on here. Domestic hallway. Because now I hear sounds and I think it's just the farmer guy. really hope it's just the farmer guy. Where's the other? There we go. Corner doorway. Like this. Oh, that's not going to snap because I don't have the right other pieces connected yet. So let's go ahead and give them their doorway. And then this doorway, and those apartment floor plans will just kind of mirror each other. And now I need stairs again. But stairs that'll connect both. So that could be nice. Or would that be too close to the wall? Four-way doorways is too many doorways. Hallway and doorway, on the other hand, could go like this, or it couldn't because we're smushed up against the side. Could it go like this or this? Maybe that. Okay, okay. A lot of problem solving is happening here. Is that the right support? No, it's not. Is this the right support? Yes, yes. It looks like yes. See, and it's a good thing we made this little hallway so we can get in and out. Okay, so now to get to a room, you come through this hallway. You ignore this. I forget why I did it that way. Come over here. Can this go this here if I grab it from the inside? Doesn't look like it. So let's grab a different hallway. Hall to doorway, probably. I want this snap. What's too close? Is that too close? I don't think so. Because the corner works. But this won't go here because it's too close to the wall. Okay, hold on. So I don't want the corner then. I want the hallway with door. Yes. Yes. And then yes. Once it snaps, which I don't think it can because of the mute fruit, but since we still need those for now, we'll just wiggle it over. And now I'm hoping this'll go on. I don't know what's stopping it. Maybe it's not supposed to connect to a doorway. Maybe this should be just a normal hallway piece. If I scooch this, pop that in, pop this in. Oh, there we go. That's lovely. And we'll come back inside. We're just going in and out. She is so ready to be overseer, and I really want her for it because she's the one, when Overseer Barstow asked how she felt about government, she was very anti-government, and she won me over with that. Just because I think sometimes people who want to govern aren't the right people for it. I think sometimes people who are a little more reluctant because they don't see it as a position of power, but rather one that they actually have to help people in. I think that's the type of overseer that we want. Okay, that's coming together. That is coming together. And yeah, that'll be our hall doorway piece. Okay, this is working out better than I thought it would. I was kind of losing hope for a little bit there, but now we have two really big apartments that both look out into the atrium. And let me grab the other sides. That's not going to work. Uh-oh. Because I can't go, That's not what I want. That'll cover up the window. Oh! Wait. Where's just the plain wall? Will that work? Huh. It's not how it's intended to be, for sure. Because this is intended to be that part, but I think I'm going to take this and just let that be exposed so we can still use this room in the corner, even though it's right up against the side. And I'm actually wondering if I should do that here too. Just so we can save a little bit of the space. Don't hate that. Like, if you're looking at it, it's not that noticeable. Yeah, I don't mind that. So I think we're going to keep that. Cool. Okay, so that gives us these nice little apartments and a hallway. And then the hallway can lead to the overseer's office. But we're already at just about an hour, so that might have to wait until next time. Which, wow, it is a lot harder to build here in a vault than I remember it being. What's the difference between this piece? Oh, no, this isn't what I want, though. Let's just build a hallway to come around this corner. Is there a corner piece for the hallway? Yes. Yes, there is. Because I think it'll be kind of nice if the overseer's office can look out like that. Although this is kind of a really long spot. But I guess that makes sense since we're in the back of the domestic area. Click, click, snap, please. Let's go. It was for a second. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do the overseer's room. Is there a special type of room for overseer? Yes, there is. Thank goodness. Which we want, ultimately, to get over to that corner, right? Is there a doorway in the corner? Yes. Ideally, here's what I'm thinking. Overseer's office will go here, which will be nice for people who like want to come see the overseer. We have 2 domestic housing units. We should add some more access from stairs, which I think we can do from the wide hallway that we're doing kind of in the back here. I really like that this vault is feeling kind of twisty-turny because I like that a lot more than just like the big box, big empty box syndrome that sometimes happens. We'll keep our maintenance tunnel. We'll keep our like stairs up to domestics. This will do the same thing as we did on this side with that housing. And then back here, I think we'll do more stairs up to the overseer's office, but also I'd like to do like branching off in each of these spaces, a big clinic and a big diner. And then we should also think, honestly, maybe down here about a security office and a commissary for stuff. I think that's it. So I think that's going to be where we stop today, but don't worry, I'll be back next week to pick up exactly where I left off. And in the meantime, I am working on some videos of my reaction to the new Fallout show, so please keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for joining me, the General of the Minutemen, as we work together to make the Commonwealth safer, one settlement at a time. I have a playlist of all the builds that I've done so far, so please do check that out. And if you like this video, let me know. I love hearing from you guys. I love doing this series. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next week.